Uncovering unsettling truths. Exploring mysterious disappearances and parental suspicions.
Questionable when the people saying it, the people that were with them and who might have something to do with what happened to them. The real question is, when did somebody else see them? Now, as far as I know, nobody's seen them at all since Tuesday. That's when the bus driver dropped the kids off at their home. Now, so the Tuesday was the last time somebody else saw them. Then the Wednesday was a holiday, so there was no school, so the kids would be at home. I'm not sure exactly. She's 6, says he's 4. I don't know. I guess maybe he goes to preschool. So anyway, they were clearly weren't going to be seen on Wednesday. Well, unless they went someplace. And Thursday, she supposedly had a cough, so they stayed home. I'm not sure what he would.
Yeah, that's interesting, because if she had a cough, why did they let her go outside and play? And why would both of them stay home? Maybe because they didn't want the other one exposing the other one. I'm not sure, but it does sound like something happened. And why? Or maybe it was because they had a party in the middle of the week and they just didn't want to go. And Deborah Brush, it is funny. I love the honey badger. I love Pat Brown. I love all you guys that are here to support the channel. Thank you. What a great crew we have here. Oh man, I love you guys.
Would stay home. So the last time they were seen was on a Tuesday afternoon when they were dropped off. And since then, as far as I know, unless if you know any differently, put it in the comments below. As far as I know, since Tuesday afternoon, that was the last sighting of the children outside of the claims of the mother and stepdad. So unless somebody saw them on Wednesday or Thursday, we don't know that they were alive on Wednesday or Thursday. No, we don't. This is one thing the police will be checking. They'll be checking the phones, the mom and stepdad's phones. They'll be checking, I don't know if there's any cameras in the area where they can see the vehicles going by. They're going to check all of those things to be sure that these two children didn't come to harm in the home between Tuesday afternoon and Friday morning when the 911 calls made, and were then taken someplace and buried, shall we say, because that's like 60 hours that I don't know if anybody knows where these kids were. And 60 hours is a long time. If something happened to them on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, that's a long time to get rid of.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I was saying earlier, and I'm glad that she's a profiler. She sees this stuff, she sees the lies, and she's looking at it in the way that many of us are. I think that this happened before, and evidence is disappearing. Nothing disappears, but people can get rid of things in between the time that they called. What's up, Christine? I don't know how to say your whole name, but watching from South America. What's up, my friend? Yes, she's in the house. And Teresa is back. What's up, guys? All of you guys. Love you guys. Oh, I just love this crime crew here. All right, somebody knows exactly. 4 people on location, 2 children disappeared. Somebody knows something. All right, let's listen to what she says about this.
Bodies. Just saying. So they could absolutely drive a heck of a long distance and find a place, because it's a very rural area, lots of woods, to find a place to put the no longer alive children. Right. Now, I'm not saying that happened. I'm saying that's what the police have to look into, because as far as I know, if Tuesday was the last time anybody actually saw them outside of people in the home, that is the last time there is any proof that they were alive. All right. So that's very concerning to me, that big period of time. It wasn't like they were seen that early that morning by a neighbor and then they vanished. We're talking, as far as I know, a long period of time. Then the second thing that really bothers me is when the mother gave her commentary about what happened that morning. A number of people have pointed things out, and they've caught on to this, and that's why a lot of people are suspicious of the mom and stepdad. The mom said she and the stepdad thought the children were playing, and they sneaked away the short time the couple were occupied. So they're in the bedroom supposedly taking care of the baby.
Now, I gotta stop for a second and say this, guys, because how would the kids even make it that far? I mean, I've walked just down the road, and it takes me a good 10 minutes to not get that far. When you're just walking at regular speed, or children with their small legs and how far they can go, how far could they get if you were to time 20 minutes without the terrain being rough? If they really went missing only 20 minutes or even a couple minutes when they heard the sliding door that they didn't hear, but then they did, What's up, Michael? I needed a honey badger with Rebecca. Honey badger, don't give up, right? This is profiler Pat Brown, all right? She's an ex-profiler, and she tells it how she sees it. So you can go over to her channel, Pat Brown, and know all about her. She has 71,000 subscribers, and I love how she tells it. All right, let's go.
That their baby. And so the theory that they're claiming they think is true is that they were just distracted. Kids went outside to play and then vanished, and they sneaked away. Let's find out how they sneaked away. We always make sure, Mom says, we always make sure that we're out there with them. Well, actually, that is obviously not true. Because if they aren't in the house with you, then you aren't outside with them. So that doesn't make sense, because otherwise, if they got out of the house without you being there, then you were not with them. So that's a statement that's just incorrect. We always, because always is in there. Or you could say we try to make sure we're out there with them. That would make more sense. But I guess that morning we screwed up. That would be truthful. This is not truthful. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door. And I want you to keep an eye on the word just, because just oftentimes means this.
Yeah, I like how she's breaking it down with nothing. But you guys, Pat Brown is a nationally known criminal profiler, right? So she's been on a ton of television. She's authored books. She's the founder and CEO of Pat Brown Criminal Profiling Agency, and CEO, co-developer of the Pat Brown method of investigating criminal profiling for major crime detectives. So you might recognize her from earlier on with her blonde hair and a lot younger, but she definitely is credible. All right. Yeah, she's a profiler, and I've played her on my channel before. Definitely. She knows what she's talking about. She has the experience, and you probably saw her around a lot in the 80s and 90s, even more so, right?
Deception, that there's a lie coming up. They happen to just get out that sliding door. How do they just get out the sliding door? Well, probably because you
blah blah blah.
It's accessible to them. Is that what you're saying? If the lock doesn't work on there, or whatever, or you're not really worried because it's 6 and 4, so if they can open the door and go out back, you don't really mind that much. Something's not quite right in what you're saying. They happen to just get out of that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. She said. Well, how many times have they stuck out and you didn't hear it?
Right. I don't know.
Now we get to this. They were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. This is where everybody goes, whoa. Even people who aren't profilers and don't do statement analysis go, whoa, this doesn't make sense. They were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. Then how do you know they were outside playing? That makes zero sense. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. Well, so if you didn't know they were outside playing, then how did it become quiet? I mean, wouldn't it have been quiet, just quiet? I mean, you didn't hear.
Right now, do you think the police are going to look into that? Yeah, she's very credible, but do you think the police are going to look into or do you think they're already looking into those statements and just breaking it down word for word? Like, who's doing that? Mike DeMann is doing that on his channel. He's picking those words apart. Now, Pat Brown is just throwing it out there and telling you, not putting words up, just talking out of, experience. But do you think the police are looking at that? Do you think they have a tracker, or they had a tracker on the cars, or they're looking at social media? Thank you, Lynn. Vermont loves you, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I've got so much more on this case, too, but I want to hear what she says. I haven't heard this whole thing yet.
Hear them outside, and then it got quiet. What? It's nonsensical. All right. Then this is what gets interesting. That was in past tense. Now we go into present tense. We get up and look outside. Now, when people go into present tense, there's usually deception. In other words, this isn't exactly what happened. So now I have to imagine it. And I'm now going through, like I'm fantasizing what could have happened. So here I'm going through like an act. Okay, so we get up and we look outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. Okay, so this is all present tense. Not we looked for them, we yelled for them, and it's also very vague. Where were you looking for them? Where were you yelling for them? How long did this go on? This is all because I don't think that happened. That's what it seems like. So therefore, it's all imaginary, and there's no details because there's no details to put in there because they don't exist.
Now, when she says this, you guys, she's thinking from the mind of a profiler that has a track record of catching, arresting, and prosecuting many people. So even though she's written things and she's the founder of things and she's on YouTube, she did this for many, many years. All right. She did this, and this exact profiling that she's doing right here is what put people away and helped get them convicted. So she's imagining in her mind, okay, if this happened and this is what they said, why didn't they say this? Where's the evidence? Where's information?